Why what?
Why do you do the things that you do? Sleep with a guy you just met the same night.
Why'd you do it too? You sleep with girls you just met same night.
Because I'm a guy. It's what guys do.
Wow, so because you're a guy, it's okay for you to do it? And judge me for doing same? Really?
You're a beautiful girl. You should have a steady guy for steady knocks.
And you are a good-looking man with financial stability. You should have a family, have kids, and quit sleeping around town with girls.
Well, I've apologized. Job is done. I'm out of here.
Yeah, please.
Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your favorite girl talk with Persh, and today guys I bring you a new movie. Now the name of this movie is called Body and Soul. But me, I will call it aura for aura, egusi for egusi. Okay. The Raz in me is calling it egusi for egusi, please. Okay. So now this movie is starring Maurice, Chioma Nwaoha, Morgan Wamba, Thomas Onwadike, alongside other amazing actors, actresses, and the entire cast and crew. Let's get into the movie. Now, this movie started off as a young man who seemed rich enough, okay? He seems like he has everything he needs on a platter. But then we see this young man acting out, sleeping with girls, sending them out of his house the next morning, just being like a total douchebag, a total playboy. That was the scenario that was being played, okay? So now he also portrayed the part of the young man is called Roy, that's Maurice Sam. Now Roy also portrayed the part of an unserious young man who obviously his dad is the CEO, his dad is Otumba, the CEO of the company. So of course he's like a managing director there, okay? But you would see him coming to meetings late, you will see him coming to work late, you will see him not carrying out tasks that he's meant to carry out. Instead, he will give his tasks to like his assistant to carry out for him, and his dad wasn't having it. Otumba wasn't having it because he was like, you're my son, you're supposed to like take after me, you're supposed to like be hardworking, you're supposed to like be well grounded and all that. But instead you're being even less than the lowest staff, as in your work ethics is lesser than the lowest staff in the company. And his dad had so much complaints, okay? His dad had so much complaints. Now, um then suddenly the scene turns out to be that Roy went, of course, to like a club with his friend, and there he meets Beverly. Now Beverly was a beautiful young woman, flirty. Okay, don't get me wrong, she was flirty with him. He came up to her and he was being all flirty, and she too, she was giving him the flirty nature back, the egusi for egusi back, and I was like, okay, what's going on here? And then they spent the night together, and by the time he woke up in the morning, Beverly was gone, and he was kind of surprised because normally he's the one that would chase the girls out of the house, but this time this girl just left on her own. Now he gets to work late, of course, and his dad is already telling him that um you've been um you've been put aside. You're now like a lower staff. You have to answer to somebody else right now, okay? That he has like a new accounting person who Roy needs to answer to, only for Roy to go into the office and like look at who the person is, and he was shocked to see Beverly. Now Beverly, he was trying to be all like, Beverly, what are you doing here? You came for my job and all that. And the one I slept with yesterday and everything. And Beverly was like, no, 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 no. Let's be very professional right here. When we're at work, we're at work. When we're outside, we're outside. That her work life doesn't have anything to do with her life outside. That was basically what Beverly was like saying to him. Then they were having this back and forth, acting like cat and mice and everything. Obviously, Roy didn't want to let his guard down as per CEO's son, and Beverly too wasn't having his nonsense because she was like, You might be the CEO son, but right now I am your boss, I am higher than you and all that. And both of them were just clashing heads. And see, at the time, it got tiring for me too. They were just clashing heads. And in a way, it was interesting to see too because Roy was giving off this air of pomposity of, nah, I'm all this and that. And I like the way that Beverly was always putting him in his place. Now, when all this was going on, at the time, both of them, they got tired of fighting themselves, obviously. So they decided to have a talk. And that was where we actually found out that Roy wasn't actually this way he is right now. He wasn't the usual playboy. Now, what made him a playboy was the fact that he fell in love with somebody, a young lady known as Sally. He fell in love with Sally years ago, and he was going to wife her up. They were ready to get married and everything. And on his wedding day, he found out from his dad that Sally had eloped out of the country with her lover. So that really broke him. With that, he didn't want to like take life seriously. He didn't want to take women seriously. He didn't want to like do anything. He just wanted to drown himself in his sorrow and his depression. So when he said all that, Beverly started to understand the kind of person Roy was and everything. Now, Beverly and Roy, they started catching feelings for each other. And on one of those occasions, Otumba was telling Beverly, okay, why not? I know you guys, because that was when we also found out that Otumba actually put Beverly up to what she was doing with Roy in the office. Like, he brought her to the office to like set Roy straight. So Otumba was like kind of telling her, why not just like be with my son and all that? It's obvious that you like him and all that. And she was like, no, she cannot do that because she had lied to him from the beginning that she didn't know how he would take it when he finds out that she was actually brought here by Otumba to like set him straight. And Roy happened to be listening in on both of them's conversation. Then he came out, confronted them, and that was when she opened up and told him, yes, I was brought by your father to set you straight because you were actually losing it. And thankfully, right now, you're in a better position, you're in a better space, and all that. Then that was when Beverly also opened up to us to let us know that she too has her demons. As a young girl, losing her parents, she met a guy, got pregnant for the guy asked her to abort, and see, her story was just, it was just so sad. Okay, I don't want to go down deep down into her story. You guys should watch her own story and find out. Okay, so at the end of the day, Roy becomes CEO, and Roy and Beverly, they would I want to say they lived happily ever after. Yeah, they lived happily ever after. Now the moral of this story is um life happens to people, but don't dwell so much in your sorrow. Don't allow your sorrow to consume you. Okay, because allowing your sorrow to consume you might actually make your life take a turn for the worse. Okay. Roy was very lucky that he had a father like Otumba who was willing to do everything possible to set him straight. Some people don't have that kind of leverage. So, no matter what life throws at you, try as much as possible to always bounce back from it. Okay? And another thing, please don't be a douchebag, both male and female. Let's not just say, oh, it's only the men that play with. In this movie, you could clearly see that Roy was a playboy, Beverly on her own was a playgirl. So, let's be guided, guys. I'll see you guys on the next one. Watch this movie. So, guys, as I was saying, if you're interested in watching this movie, head over to Maurice TV and you will find the movie Body and Soul. Please watch the movie and let me know what you guys think about the movie in the comment section. Also, as I would always say, I'm open for endorsements. You must not be a film crew, maybe you have a business. My rates are not expensive. Just send an email and I'll send you my rates card. Thank you.